Have you ever come back after being out for a day and found a note from a sub that says something like, "Students didn't get much done"? It's frustrating. You were out sick, you prepared plans, and now you're behind. But it doesn't have to be that way. With the right approach, your students can stay focused even when you're not there. If you are new around here, my name is Kathy Martin, and I help 6th, 7th, 8th grade and Algebra 1 math teachers experience more aha moments in the classroom with their students, all while saving time and money with their lesson planning and resources. Let's dive into how to keep students focused when you are absent. Okay, so let's acknowledge the challenge about being absent. Absences are stressful because subs may not be comfortable with teaching math, and chances are you're probably not going to get a sub who is an actual math teacher, right? Students sometimes can view sub days as free time, right? Planning when you're sick or overwhelmed feels nearly impossible. Just remember, the goal isn't to find a perfect activity, it's to build a plan that runs by itself, okay? So the first strategy that I want you to think about is using a predictable template. Really, what is your usual classroom routine? And that's what I would stick with. So do you start with a warm-up every day that students already know how to do? They know the structure, they know the type of problems that you create. Do that, okay? When you get to like the main task of the day, whatever that independent or small group work, do they already know what to do? Is it clear? Can you just tell your students like, hey, we're doing problems, I don't know, 10 to 25 on page 27. Do they know exactly what to do? If you have an exit ticket, what does that look like? Do they already know what to do? Stick with your routine, stick with that consistency, because students thrive when they have consistency, and subs ultimately appreciate simple, clear directions. Okay, strategy number 2. You want to choose independent friendly activity. We're not going to introduce a brand new activity that students have never seen before on a day that you're not there. When I'm absent, I almost always choose a math topic that students already know how to do. Well, to the best of their abilities, right? I try to pick topics that are recent and top of mind, but not so recent where there still may be questions and confusion on what to do. So maybe I'll just pull out like a review sheet or review packet, maybe an error analysis task, right? Those like spot and fix the mistake kind of activities, or maybe like an easy puzzle for them to do, or simply just like a spiral review activity. If students can manage their work on their own, the sub is not really needed to help answer questions. And that's kind of what we want to do. We want them to be independent, and the sub is just kind of there. Okay, strategy number 3, train your students beforehand. Remember, they need to know what to do ahead of time before you have a sub day, right? Like where do they find materials? How do they turn in their work? What is the expectations of when they're finished early, right? Do you let them sit there and doodle? Do you have actual activities for them to do if they finish early? Think of it like a fire drill. Practice makes things smoother when the real thing happens. And strategy number 4, prepare an emergency subfolder, like a subtub or a subfolder with everything that you need. Seating chart, roster, emergency info, like who do you contact on campus? Who are your next door neighbors that they can call? Have some pre-prepped math review activities ready to go and have clear instructions on them. Future you will thank you when you wake up sick and you can't make it in. I have been in a situation where I needed to call in sick and I simply did not have the time to create lesson plans and make copies for the sub. But I had a sub folder that just kind of sits at the corner of my desk as a just in case emergency, and that saved me. It already had resources, or it already had activities for all of my classes. Didn't matter what grade they were, everyone could do it. It has my seating chart for every class, emergency information on there, and all I had to do was just call the school secretary and say, hey, I can't come in, I'm having a major emergency, but I have a sub folder on my desk. It says sub folder on the top. That's all a sub should need. And truly, future me thanked me in that moment. If you would like access to hundreds of done-for-you activities, your full curriculum of resources for 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and Algebra 1 math to use in your math classroom, come join us inside the Pre-Algebra Teachers Math membership. We are your one-stop shop for everything you need to teach middle school math. I've dropped the link below in the description and I can't wait to see you inside. Until next time, bye for now.